And he is in the person of Mr. Agrippa Opoku. He's the advisory board member for Youth Bridge Foundation. So as youth members and as youth, we actually need to take inspiration from certain personalities.
The existing protocols, and the protocol table is almost breaking. Let me be the last one to break it. So I'll do same. Of course, we've had a lot. Today, of course, I'm not only here as a guest. I've also become a benefactor of the rich knowledge that has been shared. And so if I've become a beneficiary or a benefactor, then of course it is imperative that I also go to ponder over some of the things that of course we've learned, and then of course see how we're able to process them and then proffer resolutions or mitigational processes to them. And so of course I won't bore you with a very long speech. I'll tackle on one or two things. I believe that this profession is one that is very pivotal in the lives of humanity. And as such, I would proffer that, of course, we institutionalize what I call the golden rule. That, of course, as nurses and as midwives, we should understand that the care we met or provide to others may be the same others may met, if not to us, to our family members. And so it is important that, of course, while you take care of other people, the standard and the level of care, the empathy, the sympathy, and the compassion to which, of course, you extend to others may be the same others may extend to you or your family. That being said, it reminds me of a time when I was driving and I saw a nurse. I realized that, of course, there were traffic and also it was difficult to get a car. And so I stopped to pick this nurse. And she was headed to Central Hospital. Now, before she got off the car, I said to her one thing. I picked you not because of anything, but because I know you are a nurse and you are supposed to take care of someone who probably needs your help urgently. And as I have done unto you, I would want you to also go and reciprocate same to the people you are going to encounter. Now, it comes to affirm the golden rule as I stated earlier. Moving from there, during Honorable, soon to be our Honorable Jefferson Saki, in his address, of course, he's also prophet that we should come to terms and appreciate where we are posted to, whether urban or rural. And of course, quickly, I got to doctor and said that yes, it is quite prudent that we appreciate wherever we are posted to. But it is also incumbent and present on government that, of course, government would also make life more comfortable. I remember Honorable Okujeto Ablapa in his constituency tried to, he knew how rural the place was, and that, of course, most of the people who were posted there were coming from Accra, Kumasi, and, of course, other places that were, to an extent, developed. And so he made sure that he put up, systems in place so that, of course, once they come, the place become accommodating enough for them. And so, of course, this would also be a call to government. That while nurses and midwives also appreciate a call to, going to the rural areas particularly, it is also present on government to also, to an extent, ensure that for those who are posted to rural areas, life is also made comfortable for them. I mean, of course, we could remunerate them in certain extent, or perhaps, institute a certain allowances. Of course, that gets them to be able to bridge, the gap of leaving the city of Accra or leaving the city of Kumasi to a certain place where the person has not lived there before. A place where, of course, it is very difficult to access potable water. A place where it is difficult to access good transport and all that. Some of you have been in Accra, Kumasi, only transporting in very nice cars and all that. And now you are posted to a place where you need to go to work using a motorbike or, purchasing someone's, bicycle. And so it is also a call to government to also ensure that while we call on our people to appreciate, the concept of posting, and also appreciate the fact that, of course, there are other people elsewhere who need health care, and that you are going to be the ones to, go and take care or to bridge those gaps. That, of course, they also put in strong systems that makes your stay comfortable. And once that is established, or once you're able to do that, or government is able to do that, then, of course, we would also now have a role and a responsibility, to also reciprocate same. And so on this metric, I would also want to appreciate your executives that have seen and encountered some of them. Of course, I've been with some of them where they were called to have interviews on your allowances and how proficient they were and how they argued their cases and all that. I commend them strongly, and I also request of you all to, within these processes, also exercise some level of patience whilst you also appreciate their effort. Of course, my sword is always a two-edged. Whilst I sort of encourage executives, ask you to be patient, then of course I would also be pressing on government to also ensure that, of course, your allowances are not over-delayed. It is until recently when I came to terms with the fact that you are paying huge school fees, and of course it is even on semester or terminal basis.
To the winner for the most influential dean of students. Yes, please. Let's give it to them once more time. Yes. He goes home with a citation with a very nice inscription, plus a 43-inch NASCO television. These are his take-home awards, prizes. Yes, he deserves that. He really deserves that.
Inscribed here, I'll read it to your hearing, so that if you aspire to be a lecturer, you do it well. So this is Ghana Nurse Midwife Trainees Association citation in honor of Mr. Samuel Chumesi. In deep gratitude, we extend our heartfelt recognition to you for your extraordinary commitment and passion in championing the well-being of student nurses and midwives. Through tireless dedication and a relentless pursuit of excellence, they have transformed our academic community, creating an environment that nurtures not only academic growth, but also the holistic development of future healthcare professionals. Your visionary leadership, coupled with an unwavering enthusiasm, serves as a beacon, inspiring all of us to strive for the highest standards. This citation stands as a testament to your enduring impact on the journey of countless students under your guidance. So that is what is being given to our dean.
Right. So, for that same category, goes to Mr. Sadiq Jabua Bruni. He is the Dean of Students for NMT's Asin Fosu. Mr. Sadiq Jabua Bruni, Dean of Students of NMT, goes home with a citation with a beautiful inscription, plus a tabletop fridge, plus a 32-inch television. Yes. So if Doctor could do us the honor to also read the inscription to our hearing.
In my deep gratitude, we extend our heartfelt recognition to you for your extraordinary commitment and passion in championing the well-being of student nurses and midwives. Through tireless dedication and relentless pursuit of excellence, they have transformed our academic community, creating an environment that nurtures not only academic growth, but also the holistic development of future healthcare professionals. Your visionary leadership, coupled with an unwavering enthusiasm, serves as a beacon, inspiring all of us to strive for the highest standards. This citation stands as a testament to your invaluable contributions and enduring impact on the journey of countless students under your guidance. Mr. Sadiq Yabua Roni.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Deborah. Goes to Mr. Moses Haruna Ako. He is the Dean of Students for NMTC Damango. Yes, unfortunately, he is also not here. So if there is a student from NMTC Damango who will take this present on his behalf, and please kindly come forward. Top fridge and plus a student fan. Yes, he also deserves it. And before we take the vote of thanks, we would take the closing remarks from the chairperson for today's occasion. So, Madam Chairperson, please, we will take the closing remarks.
Unity. Unity. GNMTA. 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 So, the summary of all that we have said today is your slogan, doing all for the health of all. To be able to do all for the health of all, it means that you need to be equipped with the requisite knowledge and skills. You get it. And to do it all, it means you acknowledge the fact that you can work in all settings, be it clinical, be it in research, be it in rehabilitation or administration and management, but it takes the education to get you there. So aspire for the highest level. The representative from the Office of the President is gone, but I like what the last speaker said in response. I put in my notes, respond, but you've responded for me. The only thing that I want to add to what you said is that, look, we have done extensive work on rural incentive package through the support of WHO, Ghana office. And that document, we are told by the Ministry of Health, is still with Cabinet. We need Cabinet to approve the document so that it can be implemented. We know it involves cost because there are a lot of packages in there, which speaks to the fact that if you accept posting to an area that is deemed underserved, deprived, or rural, this is what you get. And I worked with the technical team and I know what is in there. It is good. And it will be a good motivation for all those who need to be posted to say yes, without having to go to the Jubilee House or to go to any ministry or to go to any office to ask somebody to come and beg so that that posting is changed. So let's get that package implemented. It is a surest way to ensure that our brothers and sisters who are in such communities get the care that they require. Pascal actually started with, as the outgoing president, started with listing all the challenges which we all know of, and he explained further. But I think in the address that he gave is the GNMTA app that they've been able to develop. I'm told that they've not finished paying for it. So they want to do a fundraising today. That's why we have it on the program to help them offset the balance of the cost involved. I'll leave that to them, but it's a good way to generate a lot of data that can inform decision and policy as well. So I want to say congratulations to the outgoing team for the good job done. And to Mr. Jefferson Saki, who is not here, but I know he will hear what I've said. I wish him well in his contest for the seat as parliamentary candidate for the Ablekuma Central constituency. I wish him well. But my team and I mean all those here, we are going to take him on for what he said today, that he finds himself in parliament, he's going to be our voice in parliament to speak for nurses and midwives. So we'll take him on for that, and we pray that he wins so that he goes there to advocate for us. It is also worth noting that the deployment of nurses and midwives, like I said, is still a big challenge. And
Head of Health Institutions, Mr. Feliciante, Lecturer of University of Cape Coast, Dr. Christian Boso, Acting Registrar for Nursing and Midwifery Council, Ms. Philomena A.N. Woolley, our most valued assistant protocols, GNMTA ex-officials, His Excellency, fellow executives, ladies and gentlemen, good day. I deem it a great privilege to have been asked to extend a vote of thanks on this historic occasion. This day will be remembered as a milestone in the history of GNMTA 31st Annual Congress, to have had great dignitaries grace this important event. First and foremost, my immense gratitude goes to the Almighty God for making today's event a resound success. The presence of great dignitaries in today's program, in spite of their extremely busy schedule, we are inspired by your gracious presence. A beauty thank you for your word and advice on the theme, rising to the challenge, empowering the nurses and midwife trainee to shape the future of healthcare in Ghana. GNMTA, our most sincere thanks to all guest invitees for their support. We extend our heartfelt thanks to one and all who have helped to make this function a grand success. To all ex-officials and executives, are you cool? In making this function a memorial success, once again, I say thank you all. Thank you to you all for your attention. Long live GNMTA, long live Mother Ghana.
To have our panel discussion. So we plead that the panel discussion will take place at the conference hall. And it is the chairs at the conference hall that we brought them out. So as you are sitting on them, when we close this session and you are getting up, please kindly pick your chair and take it to the conference hall, because right after this, the panel discussion is going to take place, all right? And after the panel discussion, be reminded that the interzonal quiz and debate competition is coming off. So all the debate contestants and quiz contestants for various zones, please be ready and prepare, because this time around is going to be a mega one.
For me, more be a crab as Uncle Crady about Atenpong television. When you about original dear penny, no, so you do more than pa. Mammy, come over be a fish, a pancas, and my catch was a baby up within some will be a dear. Atenpong TV, you do more day pants, and I'm not said, Jim, I will call Bumi Pacho, and nurses guest house anymore. And Mijabo to have a Chelsea Abu or say Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. Or did you make a CB pa ashes? So mention that any you may know, the ferry by Anunti and a matrimony about was sono. Abejina me chese de be your be church me nya ye ho ntiase pa ma me ma na kwa abasoro kokra e famra Atenpong TV so me nua ba me di the original de penana also e
Pache from Justina ewe
Justina bibi aboko de
Pache me adumi
ma me ni kama wa fresha papa
afin kombeti ye
me pacho e brofo ni twi no de ya we de bia na obetimi awro de aguma ma me aha me pacho ma me musa djubedi e koso na nkasa na ye pese ye hu mat me musa e fraya no so no 31st bi edikan pacho ye ko watch 9 na so be chechem kakra ma ye.
Pache yo mati ne teni se GNMTA 31st Annual Congress. Enti ene 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 were into categories. And as I can say, I started from baby in the effort basso to say, senior, yeah, if me can sample. To say
from stage one.
stage one, stage two. So I started from nursing training colleges. And say, if local executives standing in as the SRC board. But what I say, if you want a zone, but nearby regions. Into 31st NAD program, yeah, witness say 31st na program na witness say and day area, Actually say a year BR no. Nurses training colleges trainees. Yeah, so in GNMTA. That is the Ghana registered nurses and midwife trainees association. Omushia, that is regions. Ebom, that is the executives from all the regions in Omushia. But then any executives be all local oba. Yes, free if a free zone now, local executives and so almost swaba. But then it's a delegate congress. So as executives nubi and any omoba in a baby ship and a yearly base so that that is omo serve nationally. That is the time omo end the omo tenure of office. So therefore, since the local executives and the zonal executives are coming, yeah, baby yi omo every omo office so na e de omo omo san so aba esi omo anan. So yen na ye be shia. Nti I say ye two say ye regions na ye be shia wa ha say na ye be yi president say na Ghana yen na ye shia na ye ye president no. Sa na ye so ye shia na ye be nimpa obedi ye nim. Obeka sa ma ye free through e be sane ase ama ye.
Mami musa follow up question. Process bi wo ho no mo fair mu from day one and I say nekra na ye dey di kan mo di program we hihye so.
But process I FM process be preparations ekum and to send the American. It starts from down, then it comes up. Inti and send way because they will have to send information to us. So saying this year your congress no ebebaso. Inti plans are omodi egu akwan mu ye na be share we support so that whatever plans are put in place we can execute it as we are saying it here today.
Wow. So me can say me ntete. We ntie nchema mu akobat ansa na obekọ no. Wa hu matade fefefe hyemi. Ya twere bibi wo so. Yes Ghana Health Professionals Awards Atenpong TV. And e dis adwumedie kase ye koso. And nti bibi ye beti sa pomudin nsem e koso bia na edim de kaduru ho. Nti na me introduce the amount. Me nim udi bread ye we student and I say we be boa ye.
Patch me a student midwife from Nursing and Midwifery Training College, Cape Coast.
Wonderful. And to also can your category no ho. We bet me aba be kan your nominate for no ho. Na ye wa boss body bebre me simi cheche wo hayan kan de kase pe wo mpa free trip to Dubai. Obesan so enya kwenya e host program e wa Atenpong TV so aye health one. Enti me introduce akere wani je ho ana.
Patch me ni je ho pa na me do pese me join him.
Wonderful. Any ye kwe fa frisha passing bi e ma Atenpong TV ahwe for na afi nurses fo nyina so.
Okay. But me wish my colleagues out there, the whole public that going forward, our health is very, very important. Into whatever we do, we should make sure that we are factoring our health because our health is our wealth. Uni nkwa ana uni apomudina na opese wonye no ntimi ede enye nwi ntimi de we jam na ye didie kwan so ye nanti ye mu whatever we do our lifestyle in leading health wise. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sister. And it is that I make a digital interview here to us. So, the Awupese who now with Tibia now has read better what in Point TV. So, anything and cop baby. Said I'm the Kaka de Chiran, Yan do head, you know, see it me a hunt, I see a pass, honey, a free hand wako. And into the organizer, Papa, a woman chair hand, we said you media air cossy, and in Pompo, so in church, the moon only bet me, Amayatia says, answer one or the near matter to come from day one, be see and TNE and Crawford Chain common organizer and be more and yet, them organizer and Casaba introducing who ye their chef said that the brand made a man on it, and I sent to say, organizer Mwakaba.
Okay.
I'm very sure that I want to speak English. Wonderful. Your name is?
My name is Justice Kwesifiave, the Greater Accra GNMTA PMP. When we say PMP, I'm the secretary for programs and project and programs coordinator, the Greater Accra Zone. And we are the host for the 31st Annual Delegate Congress for Ghana as a whole. That is for GMTA. When we talk about GMTA, it's Ghana Nurses and Midwife Trainees Association. They are the intermediate between the nurses and the Ministry of Health and Ghana Health Service. They intervene for the student body as a association. So this year, Greater Accra region, we have about 5 zones in in Ghana. That is, we have the Ashba that comprises of Ashanti region and Brown Ahafo. We have Eastern Volta, then we have Northern Zone, and we have West Saint and the Greater Accra Zone. So this year we are hosting the 31st Annual Congress, and we are the planning committee or the local planning committee as the host. And God being so good, the Congress is about we electing new executives to take new tenure of office for the association. So the Congress will comprise of election and awards night. As today is day 2, we have done the launching for the Congress. So we will be having a panel discussion right today. Then in the evening from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. we'll be having interzonal quiz and debate. Then tomorrow being the 3rd day will be excursion. And the vetting will also take place tomorrow for the executive to take the tenure of office from the old executives.
I know that every program that we organize, there are challenges. So, face out.
Oh, I would like to say, even though I'm not part of the National Planning Committee, I'm the local planning committee chairman. We are facing a lot. We are facing a lot out there that we would like the government to support us as association. I would like to speak on behalf of the association that the government should help us get our own office, like the way our mother association, Ghana Registered and Midwife, Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwife Association have their own guest house. We would like the government to help us get a venue like that for our congresses, so that we wouldn't be facing challenges of accommodation every day.
Accommodation was one of the problems as we were
Organizing this program,
Okay,
accommodation was the main challenge for us.
Okay, so now you are calling upon the government.
Government to help us. And secondly, about our student allowances also, the government should also do something for us. They shouldn't only promise us and we will enter into the field and we will be suffering for the allowance. They should do something about it for us, because that is what some of our colleagues used to pick up from their various homes to the various clinical center. So the government should also come in to help us, so that our colleagues who are not able to take care of themselves, or they don't have anyone to take care of them, can use that money to pick up from their homes to the various clinical center, because the clinical serve as a learning opportunity for us as the student body. So the government also should also help us, either the trainee allowance or student allowance, that can help us as a student body.
Wonderful. Looking at your challenges and stuff, I'm very sure that when you get opportunity to host program on a TV station, this is going to be part of your program that you voice out to the people so that the health sectors will get attention, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, if that is the issue, then I'm introducing to you our new program on Atenpong TV called Atenpong TV GNH Health Professionals Awards. Would you love to participate?
Oh, already I'm part. I have been nominated already. I'm part, and I'm also uh, introducing the awards something to my colleagues out there, so that it will help us bring initiative on board.
Okay. Because you are in, it means that you know the benefit, the importance, or the vitality. Therefore, I want you to talk to your people, your colleague nurses, students, midwives, so that they will also understand the reason why they should be part of this program.
Okay. First of all, I would like to speak about the award something. In case you win this award, it's a plus for you. It's a plus for you as a student, because I went for an interview and someone saw something like that I've won most popular student and hardworking student of my school, and the director was like, "Wow, it means you are very hardworking. So because of that, I will pick you." That is the first achievement of this award. So I would like to advise my colleagues out there that they should take this initiative. When you win this award, it's not only that you win it for winning sake, but it also give a plus to your CV that will encourage someone to pick you or to employ you for a work. So therefore, I will encourage my colleagues to go out for these awards, and it will really help them. You getting a chance of winning this award, we are going to they will give you a free trip to Dubai here, and then they will give you a time to host a health program. It's a plus for you. So I will therefore encourage my colleagues out there that they should therefore embark on this Atenpong Professional Health Award, so that it will bring a plus to them.
Wonderful. Eno nti we de wankasa wasumu a eno nti enu ebe ma no wo mu dada na odi ho adanse de atwere ti wo hwe ye pa de na bomode aso so ntenten na kwanya na kakakre bi na akwa wiye wo su ba be fa de ba ansa na wo be kwani ebia na wo some new year message bi a wo pese wo share me nsi ho kwan ti fato wo na afi de yenko.
Okay, first of all, I would like to wish my lovely mom a happy new year. Rebecca Diku from Akosombo, and my siblings and my sisters and my brothers a happy new year. And I'll use this opportunity to wish the GNMTA National Executive a happy new year for choosing Greater Accra to host this 31st Annual Delegate Congress. Then therefore, I would like to wish NMTC Pantine teachers out there a very happy new year to them for doing a great work, for training some of us to become nurses. Then I'll use this opportunity also to wish my colleagues, my year mate NAC 15 out there a happy new year. I can't do without mentioning them. And I'll use this opportunity also to wish Nursing Christian Fellowship NCF a happy new year. And I wish my mentor Mama Tina, Thomas Tina Mensa, for helping me to get this chance to wherever I've gotten to, and her family, the Efriye family, a happy new year. And I would like to say a happy new year to Atenpong TV also. I can't do without mentioning them. Thank you. And I wish my regional chairman, Mr. Samuel Ntiamwa, and all the regional executives a happy new year.
Thank you so much for having you. And hence pepe and I make had actual order form. Meeting the original dear Atenpong TV, so you gusua ebo remi and incrofo at your chin como. Eddie you mediano emu entry Mancasa de Abronemo who say where your first segment, the Yaka in I better transform our uncle baby. Said I make the choice that so jam the more de pa makacho Atenpong TV de nam KWANPA so adie bia ya pomuden sem no ye jinam de more de pa no tina Atenpong TV de GH Health Professionals Awards e de bro said ye be ya pomuden sem no wani be ku ye papa ba ne sadia na ye 31st Annual National Delegate Congress na ekoso no a ye jinam e wo kolebu NSS guest house na nim pe meni nuanom a twetwe nkomo bi so mo nsem no mu pompon so dwumedie na nkasa mo na si wo mo na so enti hu a menua be ma wo so no tenten gram mensani fa so amene be di nkomo na mama na kwa abaso nko kra dia Atenpong TV so menua be ma me di original dia pena na wo so
Pacho, your friend is Samuel Jai in Kwabena.
brother Samuel Jakwa bra betimi di odi brama ya kakra hu se tag bi eda wo komuni ade ni tikire yemu kakra
Pacho, tag no ye annual delegate congress no tag in a dami komuno. Na me ankasa me SRC president ewo Sekwa and Midwife Training College ewo Bono region.
so wonderful and ye ni wadi nhia said na me said ye course no wonim kakra ye be ko ye kan say challenges no so sense me say dwumedie bia mfiti ase na ya na ye din ba ye mu sa programs no ene ye be pie mu wa ha no se mu fi ase acha na say na ni day di kan
Me da se minu aba wo program na ankasa ye 4 days program ye sha se enra enti enra ye report ye enti ye sha se no pa no be report sa be ye 8 o'clock no nyina ni pe ba enti enra be ye 10 o'clock. And yes, I say introduction of the dignitaries and other executives from all other regions. Until after the introduction, we have other forming of other committees. So we established the reporting committees and the rest. Until your program be 12 na bread. Now one crabo. Ajuma no de minuaba. Until your kodaya no pay yesan gyina mu. Yasan ba oba mu ankasa mu bu ajuma so mame mo so ma baso because yes I say official launching of the program no mu gyina mu twa bibia. Until afi na ye launching of the program na wi a ye beto aso na coincide na ya ne mpanyimfo atitiri omba ye yankasa ye patrons your friends, the president of GRNMA, your friends and your president Mama Perpetua, your name other executive engineer corner, your coding command panel discussions.
Wonderful. Umre to me say umre be mebusa me say wo company for no na say wo hwese nyama beto to na akwa mu bia na challenges bia wo confront wo be say government no be den e be pemu amamwa e kwa da ho so wo de betudwa.
Me das binu aba challenges no dey be bree na ma me nhyase and school fees no kwa na de bia ye den ekosoro de bia ekosoro na de tiense ye was schools wa under government no ye was schools we was also under churches and their friends Islamic communities no those ones are different but near under government no nke say who said the price no nyina ba bia the same but obetima ba bia institution a different price obeko different institution a different price. Every institution is charging his or her own what different. Nti ena enye sika keto aso no mo ye den o mo charge. It is very your friends problematic ye face ufri eno so honom no so kona enche ye be wi akọ ye nuanu mo mawie bi no mo ye service o mo pay na nya den emma o mo dues kakra nka se de mo na nko mo ye den mo kọ no enya den emma so teachers for ye nua teachers for na say o mo ye service ya they provide accommodation for them. But yet nurses, they will not provide accommodation. The allowance will also not come. Yenu say wo school mu no so no part to be nuaba allowance no so yansan government in dey be also tua. Me my school for about 3 years now. Maje for 5-6 months. 6 months allowance na my den. Magic which
this is serious.
Very serious. Until say year crowd with 12 months here. You just calculate. Well,
na chese abana de mo kabibri.
Ye kabibri awnya den. Ontua nti no ye problems no ye de den. E do so nti no mo fi the case yeso e be fa so no yasra ban no. Se aja ne mane yen. Ohun ya mobo no mpe bibi kakra so man na yeso so ye bre papa ai training nurses ye bre.
Okay. Ye da se pass oni edi nkomo.
Me so me da masani akwanya mo de amame.
And into other for asem no ene da ho no will be added the programs eba out ye besere bampeni ya ni peni for hwe Atenpong TV na se wanhwe mo mo na apomuden sem ne ntime ntumpon Atenpong TV dwumedi so abusuya for ye the interviews ne esi ha no mo say na mo mrepem no ye besane we di nshawa Atenpong TV so ebio me the original de pena abusuya for mame wakwa basoro kokwa from Atenpong TV so na so ye gina mu nti wo hwe ba bia me gina dia na aha eye Ghana Registrar Nurses and Midwives Association. What did you media kesibo 31st Annual National Delegate Congress. And our decision so dear anti ye jinemu nurses guest house wo kolebu. Me pacho process no also ye papa anti ni 24 etwetwe nkomo kakara. Oma yati asese dwumedia na ye 4 days program. And our decision so enti anrada and dwumedia ni pompo so fi ase besi ye na ye jinemu de mu ode pa. And until some ready ye kacho ina se di Atenpong TV chesan say ye nam kwampa so ye boy Romney asan ye de ntoma asie ni Atenpong TV say Ghana Health Professionals Awards Atenpong TV di sa apomodin dwumadie kese eba abowa baso na ahye ye mano ene adofo enkran mo headset no said ye be ya wo betimi aye adwuma no ma ye ne yie papa eno nti ani anante wo kwampa no so ene so ye giram de mu odin pa ewo eye kolebu nurses guest house.
So, can you introduce yourselves for the purpose of those who don't know? Let's start from the other side.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm in the person of Badan Bernard, the former GNMTA president of Jarapa NTC, the former Northern Zona GNMTA president, and the current General Secretary of St. Martin's Catholic Hospital, GRNMA.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Where do I start from? Okay, I'm the former SSC president of Institute College Pantan. I was the regional president for Greater Accra Zone, where the midwives meet. Then I became the national president of this great association. Currently, I'm the unit head for M&E at the research department of the Health Promotion Division. And in addition to that, the constituency secretary, assistant secretary of Boku.
Okay, I'm in the person of Batia Samuel Sante. I serve as a local digital president for Nursing Training College, Laura. And I also became...
Before you go on, can somebody tell the reception to come and help us today?
Okay, so I also served as the zonal president for the three northern regions then, the greatest zone of GNMTA, of course. And I became the national president of GNMTA, and also a former SRC president of Wisconsin International University College. Wow. And currently a staff nurse with the KORLE Teaching Hospital Surgery Department.
I think I also must go back to class.
It's important.
My name is Ibn Abwaji. I'm also a nurse. I also started as a student leader at Fodia NMDC, SRC president then. Took to teaching, worked a little, took to teaching. So I taught at Fodia NMDC, 2008 to 14.
Where were you by then?
14, I came later part of 14 in KORLE. So I've been a teacher at KORLE and also the patron of SRC for a long time. I'm happy here because I have some students of mine who see me there. I'm sounding our own students.
That's fine, that's
So I also do some teaching at Wisconsin. And now I am the deputy to the head of Health Training Institution, Ministry of Health.
Let's give it up. Yes, you're welcome. But since they are going back, I think I'm going to go back, isn't it? Yes. All right, so I started from SRC and NMTC. I served as a Greater Accra PRO under ACCRA, and I served as a National Project and Programs Coordinator under Batia Samuel Sante. When Sante came to Wisconsin to do his degree, I was done with the degree, and I came back to become the Speaker of Parliament. And he actually handed over SRC president to me. Yes, and I'm currently a law student at Wisconsin and also being in Europe. Thank you. So, yes, we have something to say. All right, so we want to look at the nursing set as we have in Ghana. And Mr. Kufu, since you are from the HTI, I want to find out that the global demand of nursing and then the training that we have in Ghana, does it actually meet the global standard in terms of the teaching, lecturers that we have and all those things? Do we actually meet the global standard of teaching?
Thank you very much for such a beautiful question. It is very good we look at this. Why are the European countries and other countries calling nurses from Ghana? Why is the demand of nursing high and nurses in Ghana higher in other places? That alone to tell you that the type of training, the type of operation that we give to our Ghanaian nurses is on top.
Because the reason why I'm looking at this is this. When you go to some of the countries, per research, to the United States, before you can be a lecturer, at least you have to and then PhD and all those things. Even certain classroom basis, we have to get that. But in our setting, we know that the minimum qualification is BSc, and now that they just started MA. So, per research, I'm aware that the new lecturers that have been employed, they have tasked them to go and do the MA before they are put into classrooms. So, exactly. So, I want to find out that if they don't have the same qualification, then why is it that we think that we have that? Because just recently, we know that UK have also put certain red alert on Ghanaian nurses?
Okay. So, I'll pick from the second part of the question, the red alert. It is not a red alert because the performance of Ghanaian nurses is weak. It was because the WHO demand to make sure that every country has a number of professionals working there. Saw in that nurses are migrating a lot out of Ghana. Therefore, they needed to put something to be like caveats so that at least we don't lose our health system in Ghana. Right. That was why that read the thing. Then the second part of the question, which was first, that is the qualification to teach. Yes, when life in everybody's life must progress. When we started even at the school, those of us who were in school, those who were teaching us were in diploma holders. And we must appreciate that the profession has grown up to this level. So then we want to move up to awarding degree as the basics of nursing in Ghana. That is a vision we want to achieve. And to achieve that vision, you need to get the faculty members also having higher than degree. So as it stands now, we are working on that. But then, the diploma is the one that is rolling now. And therefore, a degree can teach diploma, which is affected by GTech. Therefore, that is why you see degree holders teaching the diploma students. But as you said in your introduction, we are seeing ahead. So our vision is that even now that we are recruiting people, those that they are recruiting, as I said, they are having classes. Because we want them to have at least a master's, so that the best will come. But nursing to practice is both theory and practical, which our curriculum that has been developed by the NMC that most of us are following makes us very sharp on the way. The little thing to add that Ghanaian nurses are ready to do. That's why I still stand that they are good.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Santi, I want to find out from you and Kolebu department, do you think that the standard of training that you had and then what is being practiced, do you think that we have a standard for nursing? We have from the ACTI point of view, but you are also a practicing personnel, so you can also give us more.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. Being a clinician, what I can say is that the nurses we have are top-notch nurses. They are standard. If you look at the kind of training that we are giving as nurses and midwives in this country, a diploma holder goes to 3 years of training, after which you undertake a mandatory rotation for 1 year, which exposes you to all the relevant sectors that is required of you to be able to practice in the world. And the degree holders will have to go through 4 years training, then with 1 year national service, making it 5 years. Having worked with others in the world, I can say that we are able to meet the standard. We are actually doing well because if you look at the resources that we are supposed to work with, we are lacking behind, but these nurses are still able to improvise and ensure that the work is done. So it means that if we were to have all the logistics in place, we would have actually delivered beyond expectation. So from my point of view, the training we are receiving as nurses and midwives in Ghana is in a good start. And I also believe that the experience once in the world that new employees come to meet are very good, and they are always able to impact the others to be able to deliver as expected. So we have to stand by.
Thank you. Zagazi, for monitoring and evaluation, the last time I saw your pictures in Miniba, and you went to stand at the place taking some pictures in the jail by the way. Nurse assistant clinical and preventive program. In your point of view as a monitoring evaluation person, do you think it has outlived its standards or it has outlived its uses? In your opinion?
Okay, thank you very much. I don't even know which part of the, but this is a very sensitive
I may reframe it. The certificate nursing program.
I get you very well.
Okay.
I'm just looking at how heavy that issue is. Because it's a very sensitive issue, but I will try as much as possible to give my unbiased perspective about this certificate program. First of all, we have to look at what brought about the certificate program. By that time, I wasn't probably, I might have been alive, but very young. I read there were exodus of nurses moving overseas for greener pastures, just like it is happening now. And for that matter, there was the need to introduce an abridging program, which is the certificate program, to be able to augment the deficit that was created by those who left to seek for greener pastures. But nursing has evolved over the years. And now we are not looking at just nursing, but we are looking at various types of specializations. And you cannot go and specialize being a certificate nurse. For me, if I have the will, and I think current government and successive government to come will have to take the bull by the horn and say that the certificate program has outlived its purpose and be stripped off completely.
So you are looking at it that currently it is still effective as it stands now, but you think that certainly it should be scrapped off, or you think that as it stands now it should go?
If I have the willpower today, those currently in school can be granted pardon to graduate. But 2024 that we are in, the application that will be released, certificate programs should be part of it. I wish nursing in Ghana now, the least we can have should be a degree. Do you know why? Your starting program determines how much you earn at the end of the day. When you're going to negotiate for your salary, they look at your highest point and then your lowest point. So if we were to be having, let's say, the lowest cadre of staff that we can find in the nursing sector being degree, don't you think it is good? For instance, if you graduate as a certificate nurse and you happen to be employed by Ghana Health Service, sorry about that. Ghana Health Service. You are posted to a place like, my first posting was in Garu Timpane. So you go to Garu as a certificate nurse. You have to work like 3-4 years before you are being granted permission to go for further studies. Thank God now, I think the Health Training Institution Secretariat, they have done a lot of things. And I think I have to give them kudos for that. Certificate nurses then were not given opportunity to be able to do degree straight. But now, we don't want to have certificate nurses in the system, so they are being granted permission to just go and do degree straight away. So let's have degree as the minimum for the nursing sector, so that from degree, you can go and do specialization. Thank you.
Right, thank you. So let's take it together. Do you also think the same question? Your opinion, unbiased. And don't look at their faces. But what do you think?
Well, thank you for this question. As my boss rightly said, this is a very sensitive question. And in various pages, we, the nurses and midwives, we've been counteracting ourselves concerning this particular topic. But as a matter of fact, as you rightly said, in Ghana currently, you are paid by your rank, not by the kind of work you do. Go to the...
Say that one again.
In Ghana, you are paid by your rank, not by the kind of work.
Can you expand? I just want you to understand, because certificate nurse and NOs, we do the same work.
What I'm trying to say is that when you go to the grassroots, the kind of work a certificate nurse will be doing, you can't even compare it to, let's say, the degree holder there. But at the end of the 30 days, the EN will take something that cannot be boast of. So, to me, to add value to the nursing, and the nursing currently is not the nursing that we used to know days ago. So, I think the NAP and the NAP program currently has outlived its relevance, and I think the basic level in the nursing fraternity should be degree, as he rightly said, and we should try and subsequent council governors to come. I'm hoping that one of them will be bold enough to say that we should upgrade those currently in school, and the starting point should be DSC. Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So, Mr. Jefferson, you coming from GRNMA, you speak for the whole nurses in Ghana. Do you think that government is not scrapping it, or you think that the certificate nursing program is an avenue for cheap labor?
Thank you. Like you rightly said, when you were introducing, I wasn't here. Sorry. My name is Jefferson Nasari Damwa. I'm the first vice chairperson for Greater Accra GRNMA. Oh, GNMTA. All right, I was GNMTA PRO, national PRO. I was a press and information for ASBA. Yes. I was a PRO at SDNTC Kwalaso. And currently, I am the CEO for Prescott Medical Center at Medina. The association's view, thank you. The association's view in certificate training. For us, we have held the position, and particularly some of us have held this position to see the continuous running of certificate program as an insult and affront to the growth of our profession. Why do I say so? We are about 70% in terms of population in Ghana when you talk of workforce. And if you take our rural setting, we are close to 95% in terms of workforce in Ghana.
Do you mean in the health sector?
In the health sector.
Okay.
We are talking.
I know that teachers are actually more when it comes to the government payroll. So when you say the health sector,
I mean health sector. Our discussion is focused on health. So whatever percentage I give is reference to health. Good. And we are tickling ourselves as a nation to tell us that we want universal health coverage. In as much as what we do as certificate nurses, we have the limits we can go. We have the training levels that we give. And if you are leaving somebody that the nation prioritizes as the old age in our villages in the hands of someone, you are saying that the person is less trained and less qualified, and as such, you can't pay the person that much. But you are leaving this important health aspect of the old age into such a person's hand to cater for that person. What are we doing as a nation? Whom are we trying to tackle? So this discussion has outlived its age that government, the regulator, as an NMC, the trainer, as health training institution, yes, HTI, and most importantly, the ministry, that is the policy framework, should understand that if we want to achieve quality care that we are talking about, it comes about with commitment. And what commitment are we talking about? Investing in our training. Investing means that the standard of the training should raise. So there's no way.
To the standard, I want to put this here for us to look at it. Certain people also have the argument that the certificate nursing is a stepping stone. Because when you get D7 in Ghana, it's very a card. You understand? And when you look at outside the country, we still have other sorts of nurses, the Bantu and all those ones. For example, we have the associate nursing program, we also have the health aides and all those things. So even if outside the country, they still have these ones. Don't we think it's a stepping stone for people that on no one pass, on no one feel? Now, on fanfare say no need to.
Thank you. I've had the opportunity to be outside small. Health aides are not nurses.
Yeah.
Assistants, health assistants are not nurses. Health assistants in the outside world are not nurses. You don't classify them as nurses.
Okay.
So let's have that foundation.
But it's not the case in Ghana as well, because Ghana we have, when you go for your license, you have the health assistants, they are not nurses.
But here, we classify the job description, gives them that open space to even work alone without supervision. But outside, it is not allowed. Regulation do work there. If you are a health assistant, even if you are a practicing nurse, a professional nurse here, and you travel outside and you go there as a health assistant, you will work as a health assistant.
Right.
Jeff, I want to take a bite on.
Right.
I want to kindly take a bite on this issue. Let me ask you. You are currently pursuing your LLB to become a lawyer.
Yeah.
Will the law profession reduce its standard to be able to accommodate people because they do not have the required grade to be able to enter into the law school?
Okay, so that is actually, but I'm being the question here. You are being the answer.
I am leading you somewhere, so that's what I'm saying.
Yes, I'm being the person, you are doing that. So I have the platform.
I am part of the panel.
Okay.
I am doing LLB myself.
Right.
And I can tell that their standards, they will never compromise. Even at our stage where we are doing first post-basic, they will never compromise. You don't come to class.
That's true.
Some of us, we work, we do like 3-4 weeks. But if you don't come to class, they won't compromise for you.
But
so we don't need to compromise.
And this is a different field as well.
We are taking care of life. We are taking care of life. We are not taking care of contracts where people will only lose money and won't die. We are not taking care of just any ordinary properties.
Because the reason why I'm looking at it this way is that when you look at it, when it was introduced.
Let me. You see, nursing is a profession. Law is a profession. It's a profession. Nursing is a profession, law is a profession. Isn't it?
That's right.
We shouldn't say because people complete SHS. I mean, nursing shouldn't be an avenue whereby everybody should be able to get in.
Right.
It is a profession, and we should be able to maintain standards. And standards are very important. We can't say because we just want everybody to get into nursing, we should make, the entry criteria very lousy. In nursing, you are dealing with lives. If a carpenter makes a mistake with a nail, he can remove it. If a tailor makes a mistake with a floor tiles, he can remove it. But you, the nurse, makes a mistake with the medication, what happens? And one life lost. Thank you.
Anyway, okay, yes, thank you.
So with this particular subject matter, I think last month on Facebook, I chanced a topic of this nature, and the one who was trying to advocate for the existence of the NAC program is a practicing nurse assistant clinical who haven't even attempted either the diploma or the degree program. So I came to make my objective input on it, and the person was still saying all manner of stuff. I want you to know I started as a NAC. And when I went to do the degree program, I realized that there is a vast difference in terms of content. If you look at the NAC program, you are limited. And the entry requirement was actually being considered just because we wanted to have a stopgap measure to deal with the situation that we're facing as a country. But I think we have gone past that problem now. And where we find ourselves now, I just want you to know, some of you seated here may be offering the NAC program. Open your heart and mind and take this discussion in a good faith. Don't feel you are being belittled, okay? It is obvious that probably one D7 made you to go and offer the NAC program. Trust me, probably if you had sat and studied again, you could have what? Bettered that paper and you'll be able to do the degree. All what we are even saying is that the diploma is not enough. The degree is what we are looking at as the what? Lowest entry level. And our colleagues from the other side, the teacher training, now they have degree as what? The minimum entry. I think the first batch of people were admitted for the degree, they completed 2023. So anyone applying for teacher training and there's no diploma, why is it that we nurses still want to be behind? So those of you who are here and probably will be offering the NAC program, see it as a challenge. And once opportunities have been made for you to offer the degree program, when you finish, utilize the opportunity and you get there. But don't sit and feel that when you get to the work, what the degree nurse is able to do, you are able to do. It is because there is no enforcement of laws and regulation. That is where you see an enrolled nurse doing what the degree nurse have to do. But ask yourself, what is the goal? When you go to work, your aim is to go back home with something at the end of the month. You are working like a donkey, permit me to say, but what you are taking home is a peanut. Okay. Why don't you see it important to improve upon yourself and also take a better one, take home? So take this topic as a topic for you to make an informed decision and progress. I'm happy with myself now, holding BSc in nursing, and I can say I'm a professional nurse.
Let's do that.
Thank you very much.
So, Mr. Wofi, from the 8-year perspective, I will say you're a leader. If we've all agreed that certificate nurse about this, why are we not taking measures to upgrade them? Because we know a lot of certificate nurses who now have degree, some even have masters, but then when it comes to promotion, you have to pay. Sometimes, allegedly, let me use this because you don't have any evidence to show. Allegedly, you have to pay. Sometimes you have to go and see some big man and all those things. So why is that one a problem? If you go agree that certificate nurses about people, why don't we just find ways and migrate them to become NOC if they have the qualification?
Okay, thank you. Before I touch on that particular question, I like the way the first analyst on this topic said that this is a sensitive area. I must say, as I sit here, I've trained health assistants, I've trained diplomats, I've trained degree holders. Meaning I've taught all these group of people and understand the terrain very well. Let me tell you, he said something about the genesis of all these things. And he was right that there was a time that people were living and the world was almost getting empty. It is painful. All the health assistants that I taught, I always tell them that, please, Don't stay here. Me, I want money, that's why I've come to the school to come and teach. But I don't think this should be your focus. And I'm proud to say almost all of them at least have a degree level. That is what I want you to be. You see, your parents, your people, what pains me, hurts me more, is somebody calling me and telling me, for those who don't understand me, she didn't do well. Can you not bear to get nursing? And that is why some of you are sitting here. So we need to look at this as professionals. My gentleman, when he shifted to law, you saw the passion at which he faced it. And even added that death profession. To me, we as nurses should hold nursing passionately. As profession, don't allow yourself to be belittled. So learn. So make sure you go in for the best. Why don't we come in with good grades? Why don't you tell your juniors that come in with good grades? So that we go. Trying to move, I'm shifting to another, trying to move on to turn everything to degree. We have started it. The key thing that I want to say here, for everybody, wherever it's going to hear, is that to move to a degree, you need faculty. Your faculty must have a level. If not, it will not be accepted. So it means that the teachers who are teaching you must move to a certain level. How many of us tutors, how many of us nurses with degree are willing to go for a further stage? I'm becoming a bit passionate here. And one thing I've realized that is also paining me is that I was at NTC, had my MPhil, other things, but I never decided to move to a degree school completely. Just I was doing part-time, but I never moved away. But my colleagues get the MPhil and they move to the degree schools, the universities, the traditional universities. So what happened to the college? So we prepare them, they go. So we don't get the type of qualified staff to go to accreditation to tell them that let's do the degree. Now what we have done to cut it short is that individual schools, look at your faculty members, how they have developed. Bring it right to that. You want to start BSc, then straight away you down the BSc. So
I think my NMTC is now being.
I think Kolebe should be able to do that.
That is what. Thank you. Thank you.
She is also being executive.
In fact, what you mentioned has been one of my headaches. I have always sat down and said that the leadership of that place, because I know a lot of them with PhDs sitting there.
Yes.
Yet they've not written to us. We can't sit here and give an open letter to every school that change and do degree. What we need is that the leadership of the school will come. We have this, and I've seen that of Tamale NTC. I've seen that of Penguin, showing us that they have the capacity, so they want to do. The next thing that is worrying us is library staff, the type of librarian that is out there. It's key to make a degree. Not just the books, but the type of people you employ there. And it's very serious. So our office have also started training some people through, so that they can also. Let's put it down.
So I was looking at this that the people who already have the degree,
yes,
that's the first thing. Now you are alluding to the fact that those who have not yet have the degree, you want them to go and do the degree, is that not it? But people have the degree,
yes,
that they have not been converted.
Okay, so this is a policy decision from Ghana Health Service, which is the largest group. And their policy at that time, you need to put in application for study leave for the plan of the facility to know that in the next 4 years, you will have these people coming in with this. So they were not getting that. That is why they put an impediment on converting those who have come. But we thank God, recently, the Director General has to remove that caveat, because when people were leaving, I am happy that now people are leaving. We are not going to do health assistant again. But those who are praying to be degree, we are asking them that they should come. Because having that, then we will allow them to have the end, move on to the end. That's Solomon, immediate past Secretary for Education and Legislation. When my most senior, Honorable Akanzi spoke about, he is yet to see the National GNMTA President writing a press release and the person will be called to the presidency for an engagement. He's yet to see. I was very sad some way. But to some extent, in 2021, when we were doing the tour, doing our national GNMTA tour to some schools, you realize that we got to one institution and the GNMTA president of that institution couldn't knock at the door of the principal. And when we asked why, that the principal don't allow them to have an engagement with them. Any engagement that they have to pass it through the GNMTA patron. He will go and see the principal and give them feedback at the reception. So with this, when you feel being intimidated at the local level, it means that when you come out to contest for international positions, you are not going to make any impact. And then again, when you look at the GNMTA Constitution, in Article 4, Clause 7, that says that
the Constitution was amended based on the particular nature that we found ourselves at that material moment. I believe that a Constitution is a working document, is a living document. And you as student leaders should be able to sit, look at if indeed you think that is the reason why you are not be able to do this. I think you are going to have Congress. And Congress is the higher decision making body, isn't it? So if you think that that is what is being traded, you can actually discuss it. And let's also be honest. Intimidation as this, some of us, we have been called to know I like. Whichever name. I remember that prior to writing my licensure in NTC, my seniors would believe that me and my brother were fighting. It wasn't easy. It took God. I only have written licensure. So I believe that sometimes we shouldn't be intimidated. Sometimes some of the things, when you say it, you get names. But some of us, because of favoritism and we don't want to be called bad names, we cannot talk. That's some of the challenge.
National GNMTA aspirants. And some go to the zonal level to vet and to some of the institutions. You realize that no principal will just want to intimidate you. But you see, if you get to a principal and you don't even articulate well, that principal will not see sense in whatever you're saying. The principals are in the school because of you. And when the principal is going wrong and sees your level of thinking and how you go about your issues, you give your listening ear. Yes, it is not all of us that completed school and started with this activism. The time Honorable Akazi was the national president, I was in Laura, closer to her, Hamley, just to Burkina Faso. I was serving as a local president and a zonal president then. But whatever that needs to be done in the train order regions, I leave school and I go to those principals and I talk to them. Domangwe NTC, I recall, the students went to dining and refused to go to eat. And there was chaos on campus. The SRC president called and was actually stressed. I called my boss Akazi. He was in Accra. That very night, he told me that he would set off for Down, but I should also leave Laura and will come there. It's all about the commitment in you, and when you meet the stakeholders, speak sense.
Profound gratitude to ultra modern and extraordinary speakers who have impacted us with massive knowledge this very day. I want to speak regarding the school fees we have heard about. It is a major challenge whereby students are being sacked from institutions and we are aware they are capable of passing through the system. And something that baffles me a lot is that one of the principals said that they lobby and then they influence the minister to sign. And at the end, we have been affected and they are enjoying. So We also contacted some of the tutors, and they said that in their time, they weren't paying on a semester basis. But I want to ask that as there is massive increase in our school fees and people are not able to pay, and at the end they are being sacked simply because they are not able to write examinations. Is there a way out, or how will you advise us? You have seen that with the teacher trainees, they pay per year, but we pay per semester. Is there a way that these school fees can be reduced, and also we pay per a year? Thank you very much.
The school fees, what are you talking about? How much is the school fees? What was it then? How much is it now? Then whoever is listening will be able to make reason out of it. You get it? Last 2 semesters we were paying 2,500. 2 semester or a semester now we are paying 4,000. Any reasonable person will make meaning. But if you keep complaining our school fees is expensive, we can't pay, so if you can be very factual with your statement, I'll be very happy. Okay. As the NTC, I and my team was able to get a refund of our school fees. I think the principal came back to negotiate and reduce the amount. What we did, I'm telling you what we did. What we did was, we picked the items and realized that, okay, item 1 said is for this, item 2 said is for this, item 3, this, 4, this, 5, this, and this, and this. The school should come and explain. You know, most of the time, don't go fighting. The school should come and explain. We wrote formally to the school. The principal didn't come. We wrote again. The principal didn't come. We wrote again. The principal didn't come. Then we wrote to the board of directors and copied all the letters that we have written to the principal. So they called the principal to meet the students. Right now, we have power. You get it? So when we had that power, they came explaining user fee, utility fee, maintenance fee, general maintenance. These were the things where they will explain and to come and enter this. They will explain and to come and enter this. We didn't get explanation. Then we wrote to Mrs. Veronica Darko, the head of health training institution 10, that this is what we students are facing. Then we copied the Ministry of Health. We were writing to our principal, we kept copies. All the fees we were paying, we kept copies. So when we entered that meeting, if I mention the fees, I provide a copy of the receipt and the bill to it and the letter to it. Every semester that we were writing letters. So at that point, I have made a solid argument. It is not like you have to your school fees and you have to your school fees and you have to your school fees. Nobody will listen to you.
Sir, please,
Talk.
in a case that
Talk. Immediately I was giving the floor to talk. I knew at the background of my head that whatever a Ghanaian youth says is exuberance. So going in there, I won't talk much. I detached emotions from whatever I was going to do. Said, our school fees, for us, we didn't understand what we were paying. We wanted our principal, our accountant through the principal to tell us what we were paying. So we wrote a letter. This is a copy of the letter. This is the deal. But we didn't get any response from the principal.
I want to ask a question on the issue of the allowance, if the panel can discuss that. Is it possible for the student allowance to be replaced as student loan for trainee nurses and midwives? I am saying this because as a final year student, who is preparing to write NMC, allowance paid to me cannot pay my semester fees since my first year till now. So I think if the panel can discuss this and if there are any other recommendations towards that. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Prince Akwali Corporal, the SRC president of NMTC that is one. Please, I want to speak to an issue of NAP and NEP because this issue has been a very NAP and NAP. Yes, please. It has been a very big conflict issue at our various institutions between the diploma and then the certificate student. So to me, I could have put my submission that for the certificate programs, they should not opt it out from the system. But the best thing they should do to help them is that, you see, some of these certificate students are, most of them are brilliant than the diploma students. If I said my submission. So please, some of these students are very brilliant to the extent that writing their works, there's just some little fault and then they get D in one subject, whereby they find themselves in the nursing institution offering the NAP. So if in case they opted out from the system, it could have worried them, but they should have enforced laws which would make this particular program stay in the existence, whereby immediately they complete school or write their transition, they can further out by doing the degree. It would have helped better than opting it out from the system.
Okay, thank you
very much.
So there's a lot of statements that stated here that in Ghana you pay according to your rank. And when you go to the hospital, the certificate nurse does the same work as the others, but they take low payment home. So is this the reason they are removing them from the system, or there's another statement that that they are not merited to handle the patients in the hospital, or it's because they do the same work, yet they take low salary home, that they deserve to be removed from the system. The ministry should give us a tangible reason for removing the NAC from the system. Thank you.
I have the meeting secretary for.
Hello, room close. Room close.
Please, but my question is, before my question, I would like to make a submission. That is about Congress. That's our GNMTA or the zones in Congress. Before there will be Congress, there should be a submission of letters. Then the schools that the principals should approve. And with that, there should be a follow-up letter that is allowing students to get access to their finance. Here is the case, most of the schools or most of the colleges here are not having direct access to their accounts. So let's assume what we heard here. In fact, it has really added something up to us that this time around, I know most of the local executives are really equipped. And now when they are dealing with their principals, it's going to be in a strategic manner. So right now that students are not allowed to get access to their finances to be able to come or to be able to rep Congress. Please, the ATI, we heard that you released letter to the principals to allow the students to get access to their finance. But here is the case, it is not reflecting. Please, what are you doing or what is their next step? Thank you very much.
Code of conduct that we have the various stakeholders signed, GNMTA represented. We realize that the code of conduct is so open to the extent that it has given power to some principals to abuse our right as students. Why do I say this? In the code of conduct, the one from the ministry, they stated offenses and punishment without specifying it. So a student indulged in examination malpractices. 3. 2 were given demotion, 1 year demotion for examination malpractices. Another one was given cancellation of paper. And the argument of the school is that the law allowed them to choose which law applies to them. And I want to ask, and they also have their own code of conduct which specify the offenses and their punishment. And that one is found in the school's handbook. These two handbooks, which one is superior and which one should preside? And also, is it not right for a student to demonstrate? If it is here, a student suggested demonstration against school fees and has been demoted. What do you have to say about this? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Asante, the Vice President. Please,
some of the submissions that have come here is talking about the GRNMA for this. But when we put that one aside, it seems the student allowance is of interest to any trainee. But one thing you observe is when the year you entered into school, they received their first allowance, and it's unfortunate that you did not receive yours. It will be like the whole of your 3 years study do not receive. When your colleagues are receiving the allowance and yours did not come, you do not receive until you complete school. And sometimes it doesn't even come at all. So please, how are we working on that? And from the beginning of this discussion, it seems we are having some form of encouragement that we should move on for further studies. But the feasibility, as in you at the facility and you want to get study leave and other stuff, is not all that right. So please, how are we working that together?
Okay, thank you. Because I have a practical example. Senior cousin is my senior. Okay, in computer school, I think when I was in second year. But as it stands now, I was posted in 2019. Before I was posted, I was already doing PA in Central University. I was on the one, I have never got to study leave. I have a BSc in nursing. I'm finishing law this year. And then I'm starting an MPhil as well in public health. All on the ward. I go to work. They be a requirement. You understand? If there is a will, sometimes there is a way. But if you want steady leave, senior, you won't get. And the truth of steady leave even is that when you finish steady leave, you are bonded. If I decide to go anywhere, I can go. I don't owe anybody anything. My degree is for me and myself alone. So if you have the will, there will be a way. That is one. Second option I want to tell is about the code of conduct. I'll first go to the 1990 Constitution. There should be no offense, there should be no punishment without an offense. 1911 says it. You understand? So you cannot just say the offense without the matter. No, the issue is that even the Constitution of Ghana that we have, there are acts of parliament that are even buttressed. There are rules and regulations that are given it. When we look at Article 11 of the Ghanaian Constitution, it gives room. So in as much as the ministry has given room for the code of conduct, in life we cannot actually legislate all aspects of our life. So the school can also look at case-by-case basis and then do substitution. But the things, they shouldn't do certain things that the ministry is not avoiding. The ministry is saying that examination or practice. Now, case-by-case basis, you can determine what examination or practice per individual institutions. You understand? For example, in the university, some of the courses you can go and write to the computer, IT student. So you say when you take a computer to the exam, so it's a practice. No. So those ones are case by case. But in the event where you say that somebody demonstrated and was demoted, that is wrong. Because we have a Public Order Act. Which Public Order Act states that people have rights to demonstrate. It is there. There are cases that establish it. But if you have been demoted, who have you reported to? I am sure that if Mr. Jefferson knows about this thing, and we enter the principal's office, this will happen. You understand? So, exactly. Public Order Act just means that, how in terms of it regulates demonstration and all those. If you want to demonstrate, you have to write to the police. The police will give. The police cannot even tell you they won't agree. They have to agree with you and give you a date. The police cannot restrict you from, unless it is something that is going to give national security. Do you understand? So even in that event where you have done it, there is no punishment for exercising your human rights. Do you understand? Let us know some of these things. And let us see a principle that we can, humility, to ask you that, this and that and that and that. If this one we have to go to radio, we won't go.
I think before I tackle the issue of disability for study, let's give a hand of applause to our panel. Please, louder.
Thank you very much. This is a very golden opportunity you have. And I'll challenge you that when you go to your various institutions, you try to disseminate the information to our colleague membership down there. Yes, I completed my national service in 2021. After completion, I called Mr. Jefferson Akaze and my senior brother here. I told them I completed my rotation. What is the way forward? They said, "You bro, continue with your BSc." As they just told us here, and now I'm a beneficiary of that. I graduated from University of Ghana, and I'm not even 2 years in my profession, but I've graduated. We are to get our lesson on 24th of this month. You see, waiting for the study leave or whatsoever, send or kind, and it comes with some terms and conditions. So please, don't wait. When even our posting came, they said then you are not going to continue because your facility is not going to allow. In the child facility, very straight one, theater, I went and I had to be swapping shifts with my police senior nurses. Please, can I go for your night so that you can go weekend so that I'll get my weekends off for my distance education. So please, for feasibility, it's not easy. You have to create it. Thank you very much.
Me, the little I want to talk about is allowances. Allawa, allawa. Allawa, allawa. I think the first time I received my allowance, we were in class. But we were expecting it. So what we do is that, because we have each other's number, sometimes we just pick somebody's number and write ADB. So an amount of this has been credited into your account. That's how we used to tease each other. But we're just there before we realized ADB. 6,700. I think that was the first amount of money I received. Somebody asked a question on whether it is relevant, it is prudent, it is wise to replace the allowances with student loan. Me, Akazi sitting here. Alawa always win anything. It's a political thing. It's a political thing, but having allowance is more beneficial than not getting it. For the payment that is coming top like a woman who is having menopause or dysmenorrhea or something. It's coming top. Oh, I have to be honest. Yes, I'm an MPP member, but I have to say it. Ah, okay. Oh, now ask for that respect. Sorry. Sorry about that. We have to always advocate and make sure that we were advocating that at least because it was coming 399 or something. When they paid you monthly, you will not see the relevance of it. So I think we had one meeting like that at the MOH, and I was suggesting to Dr. Sabri that if it is possible, that at least it can be paid. We have 4 quarters in a year, right? It can be paid at least every quarter. So that at least when you take 1 quarter, about 1,200, at least you can use it for something. But now the way it is coming, I think we have to do something about it. But replacing it with a student loan, let me tell you, even with those who are in the universities doing master courses and what, go and apply for loan and see what happens. Go to GMPC, go to Get Fund, whatever. You apply for loan, you won't get it. And you are doing diploma, you want somebody to give you loan to go to school. For that one day, you won't get it. And because there was exodus of nurses from Ghana, we needed a stopgap. And now that stopgap has outlived its relevance. Let's forget about the fact that somebody is intelligent. We are all intelligent in our own ways. And we can't say because somebody has gotten all A's and had a D in maths, so because of that we should consider the person to go and do certificate and then after that the person. No. We want to hold the nursing profession in a high esteem. And for that matter, standards must be maintained. And my unbiased opinion is that the NAC and NAC program has outlived its relevance. And we are yearning that the nursing profession, now that we are moving to specialization, we should have at least degree as the minimum. Thank you.